My name is Doug Parker. I'm the host of Cruise Radio, and today we're going to talk about the Royal Caribbean ship Oasis of the Seas that has been forced to return home to Florida because of an outbreak of norovirus. Now, before we get to the story, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe for more content and updates. We sure would appreciate that. So norovirus, it's a very contagious virus. You can get norovirus from an infected person, contaminated food or water, or even by touching contaminated surfaces. What the virus does is that it causes your stomach or intestines to get inflamed, which in result is like stomach pain, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, and it can last up to 48 hours. Trust me, it's not pretty. I've had it before, and I was locked in my room for a little while. So the story here is Royal Caribbean's Oasis of the Seas. It left Port Canaveral on Sunday, January 6, 2019, for a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. The itinerary was Labadee, which is Royal Caribbean's private destination, Falmouth, Jamaica, and Cozumel. So the ship left Port Canaveral on Sunday. It had a sea day on Monday. And then on Tuesday, the ship docked in Labadee with no issues. Everyone got off and enjoyed the beach. But on Tuesday evening, guests started getting sick. So fast forward to Wednesday morning, the ship goes to dock in Falmouth, Jamaica, but Jamaica officials wouldn't let people off the ship because everyone was sick. So after waiting for the ship to get cleared, they just said, you know what, we're going to head towards Cozumel. Well, while all this was going on, people who were on the ship, so guests were actually putting on social media that there was a norovirus outbreak on board with over 100 people sick. And that triggered Royal Caribbean's PR department to issue a statement. And that said, as of today, which was Wednesday, January 9th, 167 cases of gastrointestinal illness have been reported since Sunday, representing 2% of the nearly 9,000 guests and crew on board. So the ship is now heading towards Cozumel, and a letter gets delivered to the stateroom cabins saying that we're going to skip Cozumel and get back to Port Canaveral a day early for thorough cleaning and just to make sure the ship is ready for the next sailing. And we're also going to offer you, the guest, a refund. Fair enough, right? And everyone on board the ship cannot say enough good things about Royal Caribbean. They said they flew extra medical personnel to the ship in Falmouth, Jamaica, to board the ship to help treat people. They're being very kind. They're accommodating. I mean, at the end of the day, the people aren't feeling good, and Royal Caribbean is doing the best they can to help each individual person. This is normally a 48-hour virus or a bug, as I mentioned earlier, so hopefully by the time Oasis of the Seas does dock in Port Canaveral, Florida on Saturday morning, people are either feeling better or on the tail end of this sickness. I want to reiterate here that Royal Caribbean is giving the guests a 100% refund. So anyone who is on this ship and sailing on the ship, whether they got sick or not, they're getting a 100% refund because A, there was an outbreak of norovirus, which really isn't Royal Caribbean's fault. Someone probably didn't wash their hands or brought it on board during embarkation. But secondly, the ship is ending early. They only got to go to Labadee. They totally missed Jamaica, totally missed Cozumel. So it's pretty much just an all-sea day cruise with the exception of Labadee on Tuesday. So we'll see what comes of this. Of course, you know, norovirus is huge on land. People get it all the time. I got it at a resort here in Jacksonville, Florida, at a golf course a couple of years ago. And schools get it. There was a school in San Francisco that got it, that shut the school down, but you never hear of these kind of things being reported because it happens on land. But, you know, once you put that same element on a cruise ship in a confined space, of course, you know, it's the end of the world. One thing this story does have is bad timing because a report was just released from the Center for Disease Control. They have their own vessel sanitation department within the CDC that 2018 had the lowest number of norovirus outbreaks in a while, down by 50% actually. So not the best timing being only the second week in January, but stuff happens, right? So to close this out, Royal Caribbean Oasis of the Seas is going to be back in Port Canaveral on Saturday, January 12th, deep cleaning it, and then going to embark guests on Sunday, January 13th, for a 7-night Western Caribbean sailing. Here's the thing. So norovirus is contagious. That's how it's spreading across the ship. But it does suck. It makes you feel helpless. You know, you're missing these ports. You're going to have you put on a strict diet. You normally go on a ship to eat lobster and prime rib, but you're pretty much eating water broth and crackers if you have it. And it can be avoided. So it's unfortunately brought on or spread by just dirty people who don't wash their hands. You know, simple things. Wash your hands 20 seconds or longer with warm soap. Don't weigh yourself down. Stay hydrated. Avoid touching the railings on the stairs or elevator buttons. Antibacterial soap, although there's an argument there saying that our body's immune to antibacterial now these days. Regardless, I still bring it on the ship with me, and use those antibacterial stations on the ship as well. All right, with that said, best of luck and a speedy recovery to all the folks who do have norovirus on Oasis of the Seas, because it does suck. Once again, my name is Doug Parker. I'm the host of Cruise Radio and the daily Cruise Radio news briefs. You can find both of those wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Just type in Cruise Radio or Cruise Radio News. We'd love to have you a part of the show. As always, if you like this video, feel free to subscribe to the Cruise Radio YouTube channel or give it a like, and we'll talk to you next time.